Every theologian, sooner or later, faces the problem of how to reconcile the existence of God with the fact of the Shoah, or similar excessive evil. How are we to reconcile the existence of an omnipotent and good God with the terrifying suffering of millions of innocents, like children killed in the gas chambers? Surprisingly or not, the theological answers build a strange succession of Hegelian triads. First, those who want to leave divine sovereignty unimpaired and thus have to attribute to God full responsibility for the Shoah initially offer 1. The legalistic sin and punishment theory. The Shoah must be a punishment for the past sins of humanity or of the Jews themselves. Then they move to 2. The moralistic character education theory. The Shoah is to be understood along the lines of the story of Job, as the most radical test of our faith in God. If we survive this ordeal, our character will stand firm. The legalistic sin and punishment theory, as shown in the book of Job. Job scandalizes his friends because he keeps insisting, "I'm innocent. My suffering's not fair. It's not fair. God shouldn't have done this." And the comforters say, "How can you talk like that? That's blasphemous. You know what you're supposed to say, dummy? You're supposed to say God is perfectly just and perfectly good. Say that. Maybe if you say that, he'll stop hurting you." When God finally comes, he disapproves of the sin and punishment theory by agreeing with Job and not the comforters. The character education theory is closely related to soul-making theory. This theory claims that certain valuable character traits, such as patience, fortitude, courage, and compassion, require the presence of evils to develop. For instance, compassion is rooted in suffering, while courage is often born from facing injustice. The soul-making defense argues that a world capable of nurturing such positive character traits must also accommodate profound evils. John Hick summarizes this perspective well. He suggests that a person who achieves goodness through overcoming challenges and making responsible choices is richer in virtue than someone created in a state of innocence or perfection. In essence, individuals who face and conquer temptations develop a resilience grounded in their experiences. Their goodness stems from an accumulation of right choices and the personal effort required to overcome difficulties. For example, if someone chooses to support a charity, that decision can directly contribute to the charity's success. On the other hand, an aspect of cause influences how that effect occurs. In a large multiplayer game, often referred to as the prisoner's dilemma, each person's decision does not significantly impact whether the overall outcome is achieved or not. It is only in the most attenuated sense that an individual's action is an aspect cause of the ECT, i.e., by contributing to the group, the individual causes the ECT to occur as it does with n+1 confederates rather than n. The term n+1 refers to how an individual, by joining a group of n people acting together, adds a minor influence but does not change the fundamental dynamics of the group's decision-making process. It underscores that one person's involvement is not a decisive factor in the outcome. Thus, there is limited opportunity for individuals in such situations to develop valuable character traits. Perhaps, though, a defender of this move will stress the value of solidarity or the value of self-inflicted loss, even when those choices do not have any larger social consequences. But it's doubtful whether this move could be sustained, because there is no causal connection between what an agent does and what social outcome is achieved, while also increasing value in the world. It's hard to see how the individual could be blamed for doing what she does. There is another problem with the soul-making defense. The soul-making defense is deeply individualistic. It focuses on the value of an individual's own character traits. Thus, the soul-making defense lacks the conceptual resources to explore the value of traits of societies, traits that do not reduce to traits of individuals. Exploring the value of traits of societies seems to be a productive area for reflection on social evil. Perhaps further investigation into the value of certain types of society will uncover reasons God may have to permit social evils. The legalistic and moralistic theories fail to incorporate social evil, with the exception of natural moral evil and evil at the highest scale.